Sixth successive win for Pats, 2 in a week over Shelbourne. Half an hour from the end, the only goal. A long clearance by keeper Tony O'Dowd. Brian Flood and goalkeeper Alan Goff got mixed up, probably uncalled. Jason Byrne knocked it forward, and Johnny Glynn had the final touch.
The Premier Division, after their last win over Cork City, they're now in 8th place, just above the relegation zone. Goals like this one by Johnny Glynn of St. Pat's last weekend have exposed the frailty of their defence, while at the other end, some excellent football hasn't been turned into goals. Good moves are attractive to look at, but on their own they don't win matches. But the mood amongst the Shelbourne fans has been getting more and more frustrated lately, and this week's decision comes as no surprise.
Well, last night, Fred Davis and John Devine took charge of the team as they took on Derry City and Talca Park, and this is what happened.
7 of the National League team that beat Gothenburg in midweek in action in this game. 4 with Derry, 3 with Shelbourne. Smith linking up with Brian Mooney, looking for the cross. Greg Costello in there, but it's James Quigley who tucks it away, unfortunately for him, into the wrong goal. 33 minutes gone, and Shelbourne have at last turned the league corner. Mooney with the cross. It was a good enough cross, but should have been easy meat for the defence, except Quigley messed it up. Into the second half. Shelbourne still retaining that 1-goal league in a league with tremendous twists and turns, and Shelbourne have had no luck in recent times. This is Mark Rutherford on a run, and a good run it is too. The lay back to Brian Mooney, and he hit it right on the meat, but O'Neill saw it early and well. Vaudequin and Hutton raiding hard on the right, trying to get Derry in. Suspicion of a handball there, that's for sure, and then maybe even of a foul as Smith went down. The referee waved them aside. Alan Byrne and Greg Costello linking up in midfield. This is Costello, stronger on his right hand side, but been shown aside by the defender. Hit it quite well on his left peg, but again the keeper saw it well, Dermot O'Neill. This is Vinnie Arkins. Brian Mooney skipping by Stuart Gould. They were teammates against Gothenburg. Nice lay back, comes back to Costello, this time on his right foot, and it's up on the Drumcondra Road. Still that 1 goal separating the sides. That's Peter Hutton's cross. And Mark Rutherford lets it run to his keeper, Alan Goff. John Devine in charge of Shelbourne for this game. And this is Billy, the new man. 2-0. 23 minutes gone in the second half, and Marlon Billy, Brando, some of the fans are now calling him. Strong fellow, Amokachi build. Most difficult chance of all to take, I suppose, and he took it well. Does it always rain on Shelbourne match days? It's beginning to look a bit like it. And their defence in a bit of turmoil there. It was Brian Flood eventually, it came off for the corner for Derry City. James Quigley, the man whose OG gave Shelbourne the lead, to take the corner. Near post floater. In went the head there of Smith, and off the line by another Smith, Dave Smith of Shelbourne. And everybody's having a flake at it, but eventually it's gone for the goal kick. The Shelbourne faithful, week after week, coming along, they seeking this first league win in ages, and now on the brink of it. This is James Quigley for Derry City, to Paul Curran, who's had a great league series. 2 goals against the Welsh League, 1 against Gothenburg. One of the best headers of a ball. Hutton, back to Vaudequin. Looking again for Curran, who's up there with him. A good header and an excellent save by Alan Goff. Curran really powerful in those situations. That was the goal into which he scored against Gothenburg. It was a bit better placed then, but there was still power there. Good save. Still 2-0 for Shelbourne, the Reds. Tommy Dunn's clearance to Vinnie Arkins, and away goes the speedy Rutherford. The defence is caught out here. Rutherford tries his luck, parried by O'Neill. Curran brings it across the goal, and it's Brian Mooney who applies the finish. 12 minutes from the end of the game. Rutherford really skinned them on the left. O'Neill did his best, but Curran should have whacked it away